loose, mate. Come on, break your fucking face tonight. Give me something to break.
Battlefield 6, a game about war, featuring vehicles and infantry. One would expect that crazy modern-era gadgets would make the biggest impact when it comes to combat. Latest Battlefield Labs leaks have made it clear to me that it's actually the handyman tools like ladders and sledgehammers that will change the way we approach combat in the game the most. In this video, I will break down how something so simplistic completely changes even maps that were released almost 15 years ago, like Operation Firestorm. To really understand why these primitive tools are so game-changing in a war game, we need to understand what they actually do individually on their own in Battlefield 6. The sledgehammer is, well, a hammer that allows for breaking of soft surfaces, which dice cleverly lifted from Sledge Operator in Rainbow Six Siege. The one thing those two games share is pretty deep and good destruction. The absolute key difference is that in our game the sledgehammer is, well, a melee weapon that anyone can equip. This is key detail and I will get to this later. The ladder, on the other hand, is an assault exclusive gadget that can be used to access high grounds or to create bridges. Nothing too crazy, right? Well, not really. We are forgetting one key detail. This class now has a spawn beacon. I will let you connect the dots there. Now that we understand what they do individually, we will teleport to Operation Firestorm for in-depth analysis. For this showcase, we are assault using the handyman's tools. Enemy controls Bravo flag and has one squad inside the point. Now, we could run inside and die instantly, or we could approach the left bottom side of the main building and put up a ladder instead. So we can access the pipe without being shot from the right window side. From there, we approach the rooftop and use our sledgehammer to open a hole above target 1 and take him out. From the same angle, we can wait for his body to either fight us while we have this godly angle, or he can just go res instantly and get shot as most Battlefield players do, let's be honest here.
He's out of line, but he's right.
This leaves us with target 3 and 4, but we are smart and know they are aware of our position by now, so we wait for this friendly Leopard to get their attention. Target 3 engages our Leopard. We hear Leopard getting hit by the RPG and make a read that they forgot about the handyman on the roof. We go and break open the earth above target 4 because we trust our tank to take target 3 out. Battlefield is in the end a team game after all. We start taking the enemy flag and we win the Bravo objective. But what exactly happened here and how do the handyman tools help us, Ace? Well, look, little Timmy, it is an ancient handyman ideology of taking the path of least resistance. 19th century writer A.G. Wells once said, "The path of least resistance is the path of the loser," which describes us perfectly. As we established earlier, we could have ran in and died instantly. With our mighty hammer and stealthy ladder, we opened up a different approach, which is not possible in all the Battlefield titles which featured Operation Firestorm like Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. Let me explain. If we found ourselves on 2011 version of Firestorm, we can't really access that pipe safely, nor can we break the roof open to pick the enemies inside of it, which leaves us basically a sitting duck on the roof for a long period of time until we just die to either air vehicles or snipers. These tools have introduced a completely different approach than anything we have ever seen before in the Battlefield franchise. We learned earlier that the hammer in particular is considered a melee weapon, which opens this type of gameplay for most classes in the game, giving Battlefield a more tactical side depending on your point of view. We must also acknowledge, however, that if the majority of the player base masters this type of playstyle, it might become overwhelming for people not using it, because the angles created with these gadgets can only ever be learned once you fully know the maps of Battlefield 6, so you know what to expect when you walk into an enemy flag. If you ask me, the normal 50-year-old boomer Battlefield players might be the first to fall victim to the hammer gods. I think DICE taking inspiration from Rainbow Six Siege was a clever way to introduce their destruction that we've been hearing them talk about since the start of the game in a way which isn't scripted and actually contributes to gameplay advantage, if used correctly of course, rather than blowing everything to smithereens the second we spawn on a map. This tactical element to Battlefield might just be that one thing to break monotony of the usual flow of the maps we will be playing for thousands of hours. Think about it, if every time you play a Iberian offensive there is a different way for you to approach certain flags or firefights than the previous time you played it, it means you're engaging, which leads to player retention. If we take destruction out of the equation for a moment along with the hammer and we are left only with our stealthy ladder, we still have basically unlimited options on how to enter objectives or exit them vertically or horizontally on Iberian offensive. We could also build mini bridges to connect areas that might not usually be connected, again increasing player engagement with Battlefield 6. They crafted this brilliantly here. I wonder if in the future we could maybe receive other gadgets in this area, such as the entrenching tool, which Helldivers 2 experimented with recently.
How'd you like to taste of
But for this we will need to have the ability to dig trenches or foxholes in the first place. It's definitely something they could potentially experiment with when we consider they're allowing for an entire map editor over in Portal. This all makes me miss the fortification system from Battlefield 5, which I believe would fit great into Battlefield 6 as a counterplay to destruction and as an added system for engagement. Imagine if Fortification System 2.0 allowed us to make a tiny trench or a foxhole when we have zero cover left with our entrenching tool. Could add a risk-reward mechanic. Time spent digging leaves you exposed but gives you temporarily cover. Just sounds like something that is ripe for Battlefield. Not needed, of course, but maybe something they could consider for some future free content. Battlefield 6 has been described by some people as a play-it-safe Battlefield without any innovation. I disagree respectfully after seeing this in action, and to think these are just vanilla gadgets in a game which is largely built for a long-time live service model, I'm very excited to see what type of stuff they come up with later down the line. Their decision to remain on Frostbite engine and not going to generic Unreal 5, which they seem to finally be using to its full potential, has so far been very positive for the franchise in my opinion. With that being said, please leave a like if you liked the video, dislike if you didn't. If you're interested in more original content like this, subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one, take it easy.